Today's episode is brought to you by Henshaw Trailer Sales of Richland, Iowa, Smithburg Auto of Fairfield, Iowa, and the Packwood Locker, as well as the Cedar Rapids Titans Arena football team, who got off to a great big win last night. We've got the player of the game. Can you introduce yourself, my friend?
Hey, how y'all doing? Wilkes, Philadelphia, Anna Maria College, Boss.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your college. Kind of remember, I've heard of that school.
Yeah, it's in Massachusetts, Paxton, Massachusetts, by the way. It's a small school, small population school, D3. Nobody really knows about it until we won our championship. That's when the team start getting popping, start getting more exposure.
Well,
That's the goal I chose to sign my loyalty to.
all right. Um, I'm kind of thinking the score was at 64-0 last night over
Yeah, 65.
65-0. And it all started out with an interception you run, Barley. I don't know if that was the first game line and the second score. The game went by, this one score after another, after another, after another. It was hard to keep it all up with. But you got 4 or 5 interceptions. You took 2 of them to the house. You made a bunch of tackles. You just seemed like you were everywhere. But it wasn't just you. That whole defensive unit is like fits like a glove out there. Tell us a little bit about last night's game and all the opportunities you seem to be able to get to the ball and make tackles and intercepts passes, and then you run like Ricky Henderson, my friend. I mean, I never seen anything so fast. I had to put some WD-40 on the tripod to keep up with you, to keep you in inside the picture frame there. Let's tell us a little bit about the defense, how it works, who's maybe some of the stars on the defense for you, and why everything went so great last night for you.
I definitely want to start off by saying this is Coach James' defense, so we just really followed the scheme and we believed in what he was doing. We've been doing this at practice for the last 2 weeks. We just basically translated to the game. The coaches got a game plan. We just executed it for real, for real. As in stars of the defense, I can't name not one. I can't even name myself. I feel like it's a whole unit. Our defensive line doing what they got to do, making the quarterback scramble out, making them throw dumb passes. That bleeds back to the secondary. All we gotta do is do our job, be where we gotta be at, and catch the ball and make a play.
I bet the defense, the front line defense there had a lot to do with you getting some of those passes, because, man, they were putting the pressure. And as far as running the ball, it just wasn't happening at all. This Adams kid, he's enormous and he's fast and he's a big hitter, but you guys are group tacklers. It just, like you say, everybody's doing their job and swarming to the ball. Let's talk about that front line. What's going on with that front line? Why are they so tough?
Our front line, man, they some dogs. We got some big guys. We got some slinky guys that can get over that edge right there and then. It basically, like I say, we've been doing this at practice for almost 2-3 weeks. We got a game plan and we just went out there and executed it.
Yeah, I thought we were going to have to park a fire truck by the scoreboard to keep the thing from catching on fire there. You just lighten things up. There's just so much electricity. They weren't called the Titans, the River Kings. They're kind of down the last couple of years. They didn't have winning records, and I think the fan base, they're definitely looking for a change. But they're a little down. But there's a lot of reasons to be excited about the game last night. They just didn't seem to make mistakes. There really wasn't any, too much turn. You may have turned the ball over on downs one time because you didn't make a first down. But other than that, I don't remember, really any kind of mistakes. It just seems so flawless. How does a team get like that in the first game of the year where you seem like you're at the end of the season kind of form?
Yeah, so it's basically all going to bounce back to my first answer. And this is I'm serious when I say this. We does this at practice. Third downs, get off the field, picks, quarterback sacks at practice. We do all this at practice, and all we had to do is translate it to the game. And the coaches had a vision since we came into camp, and we abide by that vision. We all here for something. We all came to do something, and that's to win a championship. Like everybody on the team have a chip on their shoulder, and that's what I like about the team. That's what I love about the coaches and love about my teammates. Everybody here with the same energy. Everybody eyes is the same, so I love that about my team.
Seemed like the only competition was who could score more, the offense or the defense. You weren't the only defensive player to score. One of the big fellers up front rolled over on top of a fumble in the end zone. There was almost another interception in the end zone by a lineman. But I think there was some other interceptions that may have taken the ball back. I don't know how many points you scored, and then when you didn't score, you set the team up in really good shape. It seemed like one time maybe on the 1 yard line or something you got them the ball. Who all of your teammates was involved in some of these takeaways?
I do want to give high praise to Ronnie. Ronnie had number 9.
Oh,
That was the
Ronnie Beard. Yeah, I met his dad at the tailgate party. He's from Long Island, New York there. Yeah, his dad was a Marine. He looks like a tough guy, man. And I think Ronnie got some of his genes there. He was hitting hard, intercepting the ball, making big plays.
He got 2 interceptions, and it was crazy because that's my roommate.
Well,
That's why I was so hyped for him. He was my roommate. So like, dang, I got 4 interceptions, and he got 2 of them. So we really picked the ball off 6 times.
yeah, and it seemed like there was a tip pass or something that somebody made a big play.
Yeah. From a lineman, he tipped it, and he ran under it.
That was him got that one, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's got his head on a swivel, and I know it just seemed like every time there was a tackle or anything, there was another Titan and another Titan and another Titan putting things down. You didn't hardly. I don't even know if you gave a first down in the whole game. Maybe one.
I think we gave probably 1. I don't think it was 1, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't recall.
I don't. I just. You got into the backfield well. You picked up the run game well, and they threw the ball. And you just blanketed them out there. And there's some of those interceptions, you seem like you came a long ways away from the ball. You have this burst of speed. And then when you get the ball, man, you move, you change directions and you run around people. And it's just like a flash. I mean, have you always had this much speed? And where did that come from?
I'm not a cocky person. I just feel like I'm a confident person. But I've been doing this my whole life. I've been playing both ways my whole life. High school, I played both ways of the ball. College, I only played DB, but they knew they could have used me at receiver. And I went number 1 in the country at Anna Maria for picking the ball off. I had 7 interceptions in 9 games. My senior year, my junior year, I had 7 interceptions. Sophomore year, I had 5. Freshman year, I had 3. So I feel like I'm just a pick machine. Like, this is just something I've been meant to do. So I just carried this on.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, I'm an athlete. I can play a lot around the ball.
Yeah,
Anywhere skill needs, I can play.
You had enough interceptions in the first game to be an all-star for the whole season, man. I mean,
Yes, sir.
well, let's talk a little bit about where you grew up. You grew up in Philadelphia. Let's go back to your high school. Let me ask you, like, maybe it wasn't even in football, but what was the first time you got on the field in a varsity game, or maybe in a bat or a basketball court or something, and what was the circumstances? Was it like opening day, or did somebody get hurt and you got the chance to get in there and shine a little bit?
So if he's talking about high school, that's when, okay, so I can tell you that I didn't play Little League football. I didn't play Little League football because I didn't have the support system at the time. I still don't have that support system, but I didn't have the support system to where I had a parent to take me and go sign me up for football. So I waited until high school, basically. But in high school, I played JV 1 year, and then my sophomore year, I came in, and this is how I knew I started for. This is how I knew I was a good player, and I was going to start, and this is going to be the start of my journey. I caught a slant, and when I was falling down to the ground, literally falling to the ground, I stick my arm up and caught a one-handed slant, and the coaches looked. It was like, what the hell? And after that, I've been starting on varsity. My very first game in varsity, it was nerve-wracking because it's like, all right, I'm out here. I'm the only freshman on varsity. What can I do? What can I do to provide for the team? And to be honest, I wasn't that good my sophomore year. I really started to turn good my junior year because I started to work out way more because I'm starting to be into football now. Starting to be working out, started to learn my craft a little more, learn what I'm supposed to do. And my junior year came, I balled out. Senior year came, it was a movie, basically. I broke records. I had a couple offers for some schools. But the school that took my heart was Anna Maria College, and I went there and broke records. And after that, it's just been like a record breaking thing. And little do you know, I was going to break Coach James' record. He had 5 interceptions in one game, and I just had 4.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next game, I guess.
Yes.
But
Yeah, I got.
so growing up in Philadelphia, you're probably playing at a pretty high level against a lot of high level players. Who was the best player you ever played with as a teammate in high school?
As a teammate, uh, oof, that's a good. I had a lot of homies. I'm not gonna lie, they had a lot of friends on there, but I could say Makai Young, running back, number 5. He had number 5 at first. When he left, I carried it over.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Makai Young, he had like I don't know, he was on a different level in high school. I don't know what he was on.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. He was breaking all types of tackles. He was leading the league in rushing like every year. To be honest, every year I was there, he was snapping. And basically, I was looking at. I didn't look up to him, but like the things he was doing, I was like, dang, I think I can do that. I think that's what I want to do. I want to score and have everybody cheering for me. That's why I took that from.
did you have a success as winning and going to the playoffs or stuff like that in your high
Oh
school?
yeah, we always went to the playoffs. We probably got out of there in the first round.
But so you did have some winning records and everything. All right.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Well, I'm sure you played against some pretty great players in high school in a big town like that. Was there a player you played against that made a little something of themselves?
I know a quarterback from Roman Catholic. It was a Catholic school. I think he played at a D1 high level program. Other than that, no.
Well, it's still a lot of great players. Well,
I mean,
you
I
get
went. I went to as a great players while I was playing AAU. AAU was like the 707
yeah.
tribal teams. So I went out. I played for Philly Finest, and we went out to nationals. We had nationals out in Florida. We played Cam Newton, number
Well,
1 team, and believe it or not, we was out there guarding George Pickens, Gene Hasselwood, and I got the videos of all this too. No bull.
that's you got to play with great players to be a great player. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can't be
but
the
that's
you've got to be able to step it up. So, what was the recruiting process for you? What schools were after you, and why did you choose the one you did?
my very first offer was from Delaware Valley, Del Val. I had one from Shippensburg, University of Toledo, and Anna Maria College in Lackawanna. So Del Val, I had that offer because my high school coach, actually knew he was best friends with the college coach, which was at Del Val. He came to my school and tried to talk to me. And then the other ones, like the University of Toledo, I took a travel up to the campus and the football field and all that. But then, talks come along, and then I don't know what it was, but the coach was like, "Yeah, this is nothing but a verbal offer. Like we can offer you to become a walk on." And I just didn't like that. Knowing the type of player I was, I just wasn't liking that. I'm like, I want to go to a school where I can build my name up, have the school love me, and keep my name at the school. If you know what I'm saying.
Well, it sounded like
Like I did this in high school, and I wanted to do it in college.
Well, it sounds like during your tenure there at the school, you kind of turned things around, kind of like you're doing here in Cedar
Yeah.
Rapids. Tell us a
So
little bit about the process. You going to college, getting into the lineup, and helping create a winner.
okay, so when I first got to school, Anna Maria had a very very bad record of losing. So when I went there, and this was my recruiting process, and this is how I say that I feel like I'm humble. I'm humble and I'm a confident player. I'm not cocky. Because when I looked these schools up, I looked up D2 and D3 small schools with bad records. Because I knew the team I came from in high school, we wasn't a winning team until we really turned up. And then I started making a lot of plays. I started helping my team win, and we had winning records a lot. But we had two. When I went to Anna Maria, it was like 1 in 10, 2 in 10 years, and all that. And then we came in there, my recruiting class I came in there with, the recruiting class of, I believe, 2019. We came in there with that class. And we basically changed the whole program around with the doing a Dan Maroney, Coach Derasmo. a lot more other coaches, but we changed that school around. And Coach Moore had a vision. He said he won a championship out of this. He knew what team he had, and that's basically what we did. 2021, we won a conference championship.
Well, that's pretty good for a school that wasn't winning before you got there.
Saying for a school that wasn't winning for like a lot of years, we came in there. My class came in there. We won a chip.
Oh, was there an outstanding athlete you played with and one that you played against in college?
Oh, most definitely. It's a lot of us though. It's a lot of us. I'm not gonna lie to you, but when I very first came in there, we had somebody named Tashon. Tashon, I don't know. He was a dog. Like he was. When I say like, he made me like turn into a whole different animal. Cause like I used to have talks with him. He knew I was nice, and I used to have a lot of talks with him. But the way he played was like he should be in the league. He was in. He was around every tackle. If he wasn't around it, he was on the guy. I'm serious. Like he was just I don't know. He played tremendous coverage. And basically did everything. He played safety. He was in the box. It was a lot. But we did. But don't get me wrong. We had a couple people that had tryouts for the NFL teams from our school and all that. We got a couple people that's in the pros right now.
Ooh, well,
Doing the same thing I'm doing.
Well, that's outstanding. But was in the in time in college, was there some great athlete that you had to go up against?
Yeah, I think his name was. He played at Dean College. He actually had. I think he was on the practice squad for somebody. I forgot. I think the New England Patriots. I believe it was a receiver I was going up against. And this receiver, everybody was talking about him. Everybody, he was the number one this, number one that. He came to Anna Maria and played us. 0 catches, 0 targets.
Wow.
And mind you, I was the type corner to follow the number one receiver every game.
Yeah, I believe it. I definitely believe it. You. All right.
I got vouchers for this. I got vouchers for everything I'm speaking on.
Well, you haven't lied to me yet, so I'm on board with what you're saying here. Tell me a little bit about your journey from graduating college, ending your college career, and becoming a professional with the Cedar Rapids Titans.
This is my very first professional team, actually. I played down the street at Iowa Woo.
Okay.
Okay, so, but the transition was actually nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was, so when I crossed that stage to get my diploma, the first thing that hit my head was, okay, what are we gonna do now? Because now it's about, and that's what a lot of people don't think about when you come from a small school and you want to live the pro dream. It's not D1 where you have agents vouching for you, you got your coaches vouching for you. We didn't have all that. I was literally outside by myself figuring it out, just like I'm still doing. But it was nerve wracking to see, like, dang, is this the end for me? Am I ever going to get an opportunity again? Well, what do I do now? So I went to the National Scouting Combine after college. I went to a National Scouting Combine. I got invited to one. I got invited to a couple combines, but I started balling out at the combine. Recorded 2 picks at the combine, and we had a lot of coaches there. The Venom was there. Our Mellow Venom in Texas, they was there. A couple teams was there. Arena teams, CFL teams. But my very first offer was from the Venom, from a coach at the National Scouting Combine. But I didn't take it because there was something going on. And then the Woo hit me up. I have a guy who can give me contracts as long as I'm doing good. He can give me a lot of contracts. I got film. His name Jeremiah Spicer. He helped me out with a lot of my contracts, and basically he put me on to Cedar Rapids Titans. And he know Coach Dowse. Coach Dowse liked the film that he sent, and he brought me here. And Coach Dowse gave me the vision, and basically I was on board with it.
Well, whatever the plan was, it was coming together in that first game. Let me just ask you, you seem like you have the perfect mix. You got the good linebackers, you got the good defensive backs, and you got the good offensive or a defensive line there. How long did it? I don't know how long you guys have been kind of playing together as a unit, but what is it about I don't know, the mix of guys and their talents? It seems like everybody has the right skills for whatever position they're playing. But just talk a little bit about how this team came together so quick and why you communicate so well. Everybody seems to be at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing.
I love my team. I just do want to start off by that. But they made me feel like I was in college. So in college we had a week. It was like a event, basically. Like we can stay on campus for a week before school start. And I took that week and I went up to the school to stay on the school for about a week. And I met a lot of football players up there. And when I tell you that we all clicked, like we all knew each other already, like we was just linking back up. It was crazy. It felt like I already knew those guys, and that's the same feeling I basically got here. We all just vibed out. It was like a lot of it, and this is how you could tell we vibed out too. And I just now realized this. A lot of us don't even follow each other on Instagram or social media. That's how I know we was just vibing. Like it was just cool talks, people being around each other. We did having a lot of team bonding. So it's basically really that. And a lot of people don't be on their phones on the team. We all like when we hang out, we hang out. We sit in the
Yeah.
room, we play the games, we talk after practice, we ride with each other. We basically do a lot of things with each other. So there's no point that like we shouldn't be the way we is on the field. All that translates right to the field. Cause it's like, all right, if I know it's like I know my safety, he gotta come down and put that hands on the number two and I gotta drive back. I gotta trust in my brother to know he's gonna do his job so I can do mine. If you get what I'm saying.
I do.
And that's where the bonding come at. I know my brother going. I know my brother got my back. I know my brother going to take me where I need to go. Where I need to go. We all going to the same place. Can I get in the car with you? You feel what I'm saying? So like, it's like we all taking care of each other out here.
Yeah.
We all in the same circumstances. We all take care of each other.
I could feel a lot of unity with the team when I was interviewing talking to some of the players at the tailgate and stuff. And it seemed like it's real important to you guys to get out in the community and be a part of the community. And, I guess you did spend a little time in Iowa with the Woo, but you spent a little time here. What's your impressions of the Cedar Rapids and Iowa in general, and how much you feel like you're being supported here?
I love to see the Iowa. I love Cedar Rapids. They make me feel at home. Me and a couple players, me, Tesso, Sosa, David Atkinson, as y'all know him, number 4. We actually go out into the community and we go give out the scheduled tickets that we used to give out. We go rock around the community and actually go give it out. Put them in people's mailboxes by the doorsteps. Go around to the restaurants and tell them we introduce ourselves. Like, hey, I'm Lamar Wilkes from the Cedar Rapids Titans, and I appreciate you if you come down and show some love because they already knew about the last year's team, like the River Kings and all that. They already knew about them. So a lot of people was already familiar with the team. They was like, oh, so you guys are back again. And I was like, yeah, but we're gonna be back and we're gonna be better than the last year's team. We're not gonna bring y'all problems to the city. We wanna bring y'all a championship. We wanna bring smiles to your faces.
Well, there was a plenty of smiles in the stands and on the sidelines last night. Well, I don't have a whole lot of more questions for you. Was there anything you wanted to talk about that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
No, not really. I do want to appreciate the coaches for bringing me here and the city of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I do want to appreciate y'all for having me here, and there's going to be a lot more plays being
Well,
made.
we've been talking to Jamal Wilkes, who was a player of the game last night as the Cedar Rapids Titans had taken on a team from Omaha, the Midwest Raptors, and they got their season off in just an incredible start. And I can't wait for the next game. I'm wishing you good luck in the future and congratulate you on your performance last night.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.